Today, I'm going to give you an update about my second week of the Happiness Project. This week, I'm traveling, so there's a lot that I wanted to do, but I wasn't able to do. And that's why this week's episode is a little bit delayed. Welcome to another episode of the Mental Health Break podcast. This is your host, Dr. Nafisa Sikandri. So for this month, the theme is energy, and it's about decluttering, and it's about just creating a positive energy around your mental health, your emotional health, and also around your physical space. In last week's episode, I talked about clearing just one space, whether it's a closet, whether it's a drawer in your kitchen, whether it's your office space, just doing one thing to declutter a space around you, a physical space. But I got so inspired that I ended up not only decluttering my master closet, but I also decluttered my office. And then I went further and I said, okay, well, the external part of my house is also a part of the energy that I get when I drive into my garage or to see my front yard. And I noticed that because of all the rains in the winter, we had a lot of weeds. So then I started weeding the backyard and the front yard and decluttering. And that's, I think, the same thing as decluttering inside your house. When you have a lot of weeds growing and it just spreads all over, it just makes everything look so bad. So me taking the time to de-weed the front yard made a huge difference. I removed a lot of dead plants. I removed a lot of dead leaves that were just taking up space and making everything look really bad. A lot of weeds that were just growing everywhere and looking really messy. And by the time I was done, and I did all this, it took me an hour just to really focus on the front yard. And it felt so good doing it afterwards. So as much as it feels like it's more work for me to do, I'm not going to be doing this all the time, obviously, but just the fact that I got inspired to do it made me realize what a big difference it makes to just de-weed just even taking a couple of weeds or getting rid of a couple of dead bushes, or maybe you have some dead flowers left over in your house from getting flowers, and that creates and attracts negative energy. It stagnates the energy in your house and around your house. So taking the time to do that was really inspirational for me. And I haven't stopped. I've just been decluttering, but also being more mindful about what I'm consuming. I've been very mindful about the amount of negative news that I'm consuming. I'm trying not to do that. Like I mentioned last week, just completely changing my algorithm and adding things that I really want to see instead of just putting on things or just watching things that are actually causing mental fatigue for me and straining and draining me and making me have nightmares at night or disturbing my sleep. So that's, I think, made a huge difference for me. A lot of this, like I said, feels like more work, but if I'm not wasting a lot of time consuming content that I passively was sitting and wasting hours doing, now I have time to do other things. So getting up and moving around and reading and organizing and decluttering, that's actually been really good for my mental energy as well. I find myself sleeping better. I want you to let me know how you're doing. Share with us how you're doing with the decluttering or creating more positive energy for the month of January as part of the Happiness Project. If you're not a part of our private community, you can go ahead and join us by visiting drsikandri.com/happiness-project or comment along on these episodes. You can comment on YouTube. Make sure that you're sharing with us what you're doing. But I would really hope that you can join us for the Happiness Project, because through this private community, we do have once a month live calls where I'll be answering your question and providing support. But also there's a community to support you. And so we can share and support each other. We can share our struggles. We can share our challenges. We can share our wins. And I can support you with what you're doing, and the community members can support you. So please let other people know to join this project. Like I said, I made the price really cheap. $10 a month just for you to have a little bit of a skin in the game, to commit to doing the work and to see if we can make month after month happier than it was last year. So that was the goal of the Happiness Project. And I'm really excited about moving forward to see how this month ends. This month, I also expanded my comfort zone. Like last December, I got an offer to come to Florida for a Podfest conference. Now, I didn't know anything about Podfest. I haven't been to Florida in over 20 years. And so I just took a leap of faith and said, why not? Because yes, it's inconvenient and it's costly, but I ended up getting an offer to enter a contest to see if I can get free tickets to this Podfest. And these are $400 tickets. And I won the contest. So once I won the contest, then I was like, okay, well, I have to go. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando for this Podfest conference. And I'm so glad I took this leap of faith. Normally, I would have said no out of fear, out of anxiety, out of whatever, but I said no. This year, 2026, I want to change things up. I want to shake things up a little bit, and I want to do things a little bit outside of my comfort zone. And this was one of those things. Not only did I come here, but I brought my dog with me. And so traveling with a dog for the first time was also very new for me. That's another adventure, a new challenge that I wanted to experience and see what that was going to be like. And I can tell you that having a dog waiting for you at the hotel when you're traveling by yourself is such a nice thing. I did make sure to come in during lunch, during breaks, to come in and relieve him and walk him and spend time with him. So it wasn't like he was just here. And he did what he does at home. He was sleeping most of the time when I wasn't here anyway. So, but at the same time, it was really nice to have him here and have him be with me as we explored. We walked around, we explored the area around us, and I was even able to take him inside the conference one day, and he was met with such warm reception by everybody. And so that was a new adventure. So that's what I'm talking about. This year, my goal is to just expand my world and do things that I normally wouldn't do, challenge myself, face my fears, expand my comfort zone. And that was one of the things that I did. And the conference was amazing. It was so inspirational. There's so many people here that I met, so many wonderful people to talk to, and I can't wait to be guests on some of these people's podcasts. I can't wait to have them be guests on my podcast. You will be seeing some of these people in the future episodes, and hopefully we'll be learning a lot from them. And there's so many amazing people out there having these podcasts and sharing their information and inspiring the world. And so that was exciting. So if there's an opportunity that's coming your way that you're not sure about whether you should do or not, I think you should just do it as long as it's safe, as long as there's potential for benefit for you. I always joke that my name Nafisa means opportunity in Swahili. And I hope that that is still true because I have confirmed it with some people that do speak Swahili, and they said that that does mean opportunity. So I joke that because my name means opportunity in Swahili, I always like to take advantage of opportunities because I know opportunities, they don't come our way all the time. And if you miss an opportunity, it's not going to come around again. And maybe it will, but the chance of it is rare. So when it comes, I like to grab it. It's like, Elizabeth Gilbert talked about this as far as inspiration when she's writing a book. She's like, she could be in the middle of the most amazing experience, but when inspiration hits her, she better run home and write it all down. Otherwise, she knows it's going to move on to the next person. I see opportunity as the same way. Like once it comes your way and you ignore it or you just let it pass you by, you're going to miss it. And I am a big believer that on my deathbed, I'm not going to regret the things I've tried, but I am going to regret the things that passed me by. And I wish that I did take advantage of it. So making the decision to come to Florida wasn't that big of a deal. It was a little bit inconvenient. It was not at a good time, obviously. And it was raining while I got here, and it's going to rain when I leave. And it's been super cold in Florida, which is so shocking. Me being from Arizona, where it's 80 degrees over there and it's 40s here. But at the same time, I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I came. And I hope that that motivates you and inspires you to take advantage of something that's an opportunity that's coming your way that you might be sitting on the fence about. But just do it. Just learn from it. Sometimes you might fail, but you're not going to, it's not going to be a waste because I feel like failure is the best teacher. And you're either going to win or you're going to learn. So there's no bad thing about taking risks that could potentially be beneficial. So anyway, I'm going to keep this podcast episode short, but I wanted to just let you know what my update was as far as what I'm going through this week. Next week, I'm going to do a live for the Inside the Community. So please come join us. It's going to be on Wednesday. So come join us for our live. And then I also have an energy practitioner that I will be hosting for the podcast either next week or the week after. I'll be interviewing her. So she'll be talking about the importance of energy medicine and then the impact of helping us use energy medicine to heal ourselves, whether that's externally or internally. So looking forward to that. Again, if you want to join the Happiness Project, please join us at drsikandri.com/happiness-project. You will see the link in the bottom of this on the show notes or on YouTube captions. So I hope you join us, and looking forward to learning more about what you're doing. If you're joining us on the Happiness Project, even if you're not joining us inside the private community, share with us what you're doing. Share with us if you want to just go along on this journey and what you're trying. At this conference, I did meet this woman. She said that between the end of December and the beginning of January, what she does is she just completely cleans and organizes every single year. And people ask her, why do you do that? That's so much work after all the exhausting experience you've had with the holidays. Why do you do all of that, declutter, organize? And she said, because it makes me feel so good. And that's her ritual every single year. So I'm not doing anything groundbreaking here, but I just thought this theme, starting off the year, getting organized and decluttered, is a really good way to, and then also improving our energy is a good way to get the year started. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week, and please share with me in the comments what you're doing, what you're experiencing, and what you think about this episode, what has inspired you, what's one takeaway you're taking away from it. And then let me know some other suggestions you might have for me to do for the rest of this month to improve my energy, to maybe you have some suggestions that could make this month go even better than it is so far. So looking forward to next week. Until next time. Bye.